Ladies and gentlemen, Flowery Monk from Water Margin Chapter 6 has now come to a new start. Well, please like and subscribe so that I can do better in future. Thank you. Since the policeman had come around to investigate that the protector Xiao thought his house was not safe enough for Luda anymore, but he had a new idea, which was to shave his head and make him a monk in the big temple of Mount Wutai, so that nobody would ever find out that he was hidden there. Luda thought, where am I ever going to find shelter? Isn't it a better way to take this road? He suddenly said loudly, "Well, all right. Since you have offered to take care of the matter, I'm perfectly willing to become a monk and shall accept whatever you arrange. However, so saying wouldn't solve the problem. Every listener would know his character and temper." When everything was settled, the same dusk they prepared the necessary clothing and money for expenses, gifts of silk and other minor things. Next day they rose early, and with some of the retainers carrying everything, Mr. Xiao and Luda set off in the direction of Mount Wutai. It was still early in the morning when they reached the foot of the mountain. Naturally, Mount Wutai was a spectacular sight. Here are a few particular verses depicting its awesomeness. Clouds high the summit, the sun whirls its waist. Its jagged outline seems to touch heaven's gates. Its rugged rocks to split the sparkling haze. Beneath the cliff, flowers and trees dance in the spring wind, breathing out fresh scents. At the cave mouth, creepers hung with permanent raindrops drape their delicate base. Waterfalls unfurl among flying clouds. The silver course of a stream is soaked in cool moonlight. In front of the rock face stands a dark green pine. A metal bell tolls, swung by the dragon's sign. The mountain's base imposes on 3,000 monasteries. It has lifted its peak to the clouds for centuries. Well, Mr. Xiao and Luda got into satin chairs and began the ascent. Servants were sent ahead to announce their coming. When they arrived before the monastery, a few of the higher classes of monks were already there to greet them. Dismounting from the satin chairs, the two visitors firstly went to sit in a little pavilion in front of the mountain main gate. So the arrival of them had been informed, and now accompanied by the higher-ranked monks, there appeared the abbot, who raised his joined hands in holy greeting and said, "Amitofo, our donor, has experienced a hard journey. I have come expressly to discuss a certain minor matter, Mr. Xiao said humbly. Then I must invite you to go inside and have tea with me. The abbot replied. So the target of Mr. Xiao's coming was finally disclosed, though Luda's killing the butcher was still kept as a secret. The only facts of his status as a former officer of the frontier guard was mentioned, and the most important point was that Lu was his cousin. You know, of course, that was untrue, but most important. The abbot finally agreed. This desire of yours does great honor to our house. It can certainly be satisfied. Certainly. But please, let us drink tea. After the tea, the abbot made arrangements for the shaving of Luda's head in the approved fashion, and told the novice master and the followers to set a banquet. But the seniors and others of the community began to mutter about it. But why? This person doesn't seem suited for the monk. Look. What fiery, wild eyes he has. But the top senior said to the abbot, this person who has just said he wants to become a monk has a very unsavory appearance and a most violent expression. We believe that if we shave his head and omit him, it is likely to ruin the good name of our temple. No, but he is the cousin of Mr. Xiao, our faithful donor, to whom we cannot be discourteous. Put away your anxieties and let me seek a guidance. He then went inside to pray for instruction, which finally showed him confidence. We should shave him at once. Listen carefully. This person, to whom a heavenly star corresponds, has a sincere and upright heart. Although he is sometimes violent and his future life is full of confusion and chaos, we will finally, I think, he will finally achieve great purity of soul, and his spiritual achievement will be quite out of the ordinary. None of you will equal him. Remember my words and put no obstacle in his way. So the shaving had decided to take place, and Luda would certainly become a monk. That monk charged with cutting the hair, then shave his whole skull. Chop. As he was about to start on the mustaches, Luda said, I'd be rather happy if you could spare me just these few hairs. The monks around them all burst into laughter. Oh, my goodness! But why, of course, such a silly fellow? Well, ladies and gentlemen, nothing worthy of mentioning happened that night. And from then on, Luda's name had to be changed to Lu Zhishen, to be exact, meaning profound wisdom. The abbot also presented the clothes and robe and told Lu Zhishen to put them on. Mr. Xiao then invited the monks to sit in the Hall of Clouds, the refectory as they called it, where incense was lit and a vegetarian meal was offered to all. Mr. Xiao then talked to Lu Zhishen quietly outside when there was a chance. Dear brother, from now on you cannot well behave as you used to. You will obey the rules here. You must be on your guard. Otherwise, it will be too embarrassing for us to meet again. Take good care of yourself. I shall send someone with clothes for you when you need them. Huh? Say no more, brother. I shall be obedient in everything. Lu responded sadly. After Mr. Xiao had gone home with his retainers, Lu Zhishen felt very lonesome and empty. He couldn't help himself and dozed into fast asleep. Well, if you'd like to know how Lu Zhishen, his new adventurous life in the monastery, Chapter 7 will be your target.